Hello YouTubers, Troz here, playing some more Kerbal Space Program. I'm actually gonna continue a mission here on my first contract save or game. We didn't get out of the Kerbin and its moons, so I thought it would be interesting to try to send a probe off to another planet, and I'm thinking Duna. So let's hop into the VAB here. I've already constructed a ship. Hopefully, maybe this is it. Yes, this is it. Satellite launcher. I have a big launch stage down here. A bunch of boosters. And I have a aircraft looking ship. And in fact, this is not the last version of this. Let me load this one. Okay, this is the last version of this ship. So inside, I have a cargo bay here, and inside it, I have a ion-powered probe here with two material bays, two goo canisters, a gravity detector, and a temperature sensor. I don't have the pressure or the seismic because this is not intended to actually land on a planet. We got some solar panels here, so I'm thinking of flying this to Duna, hopefully, and having it get some readings at Duna, maybe enter the atmosphere to aero brake, maybe get a reading from inside the atmosphere. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. If you notice, let me go and exit back here. My whole playthrough of First Contract was actually done in 43 days and change. So, going to Duna itself is going to take the better part of a year, so that's why one of the reasons I didn't go to other planets, besides that you could get all the science off of Kerbin and its moons, was that it would take a long time. And basically just over a month I was able to get all the science to unlock everything. But now I think we're going to go and try to send a probe to Duna. Oh. I don't think I've ever used this interface before. You see, it's pretty expensive, but I'm not really going for cost savings right here. Although, yeah, I guess it is more expensive than Mission 24. Not nearly as expensive as Mission 23, though. Or even Mission 21. Or 20 for that matter. But we will go with this. We'll have Jeb and Bill fly it. And, let's launch. I did test this ship out a little bit. And, notice that if you noticed, the one difference between the two versions was this version has RCS. But I didn't actually test the probe out, and I'm sure the way I have the probe constructed, it's going to take a while to get at Duna because it's all ion powered. Let's put those throttles all the way up, and we're going to be launching in 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Now, because this is an aircraft, the wings get lift, and that does cause some problems for us. But I have big fins on the bottom, and hopefully that will allow the SAS to compensate if we start getting off kilter. Alright, I'm gonna throttle down the main engine here a bit. Because we're approaching 200. And we'd rather use the solids, and they're about to run out, so let's throttle back up. Oh! That did not happen in the test. Hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. We have lost approximately half our control surfaces. But luckily it's on the opposite side as the tail of the aircraft. So hopefully that will offset. And once we're above like 30 kilometers, let's start doing that gravity turn. Because we are way over the altitude. Come on, pull. Once we're above 30 kilometers, the aerodynamics really shouldn't be an issue. Alright, we're beginning to pick up speed, and that's good. Let's look at the map view. We're still not going too high, but we're picking up speed, and that will help get our altitude up. Alright. Approaching 700 meters per second. We're at 35, so 35 kilometers, and our apoapsis is now heading towards 50, so we should be fine now for maneuvering. And let's cut this when it's about 80. Okay. Let's plan our burn here. $88 by 77. Let's straighten that out. 99 by 66. That's worse. $77 by 88. Basically, it's something about like that. We have a 40-second burn and 58-second burn. How did that change? Well, basically, we want to start burning now. Ooh. We'll just watch the orbit here. 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, it's not very circular, but it'll do. We're in orbit, and that's what counts. Now we actually do have quite a bit of fuel left in this stage, so we're gonna use this to help get our satellite a big boost. Duna is actually not in that bad of a position. I don't think. Why does that disappear there? Let's miss the moon. Let's set as target. Closest approach. Target will be there. I'm probably going to cut out a lot of this I'm going to take a few years to get here. So basically, I'm going to set the probe to come out here, and then we'll or adjust our orbit so the next time around we will meet up with Duna. So, well, we have a burn in approximately 11 minutes, and that's going to be well, about 1,000 meters per second, which is only 38 seconds for this stage. At that point, we'll disconnect this stage, release the probe, and slow down so that this does not leave Kerbin's influence. But we'll have released the probe and then fire the probe's engines to get the rest of the speed it needs. at this point, I am going to turn on the RCS and turn off SAS and slowly turn towards our aiming point. Which looks to be almost straight down at the moment. But once we come around the side, it will be parallel to the surface. That's pretty good. Let's turn on SAS. And do have to watch the electric charge a bit. Because we only have solar panels on one side. And actually, only the probe has... Oh, did I not put solar panels on this? Oops. Well, when we fire the engine, we will start generating some electricity. So let's fast forward to about a minute before burn. Alright, the burn is 38 seconds. But I want to stop just before we leave the influence. So I'm gonna start burning at about 16 seconds and go until 16 after. So that will be in just a few seconds. Sun is getting ready to set. And we will be burning. Start now. And we're fully charged again. In fact, we may be able to complete this burn totally on this engine. Turn on the RCS a bit. Okay. We're currently sending this whole ship out into space. But we don't want to send the whole ship out into space. we just want to send the probe. Can we get a better camera here? Alright, that's okay. Come on, stop swinging back. Alright, we are going to undock the probe at this point. And, let's turn on RCS. And then turn off RCS, that's great. So the probe is away. Let us switch to the probe. What do you mean? Oh, that's the decoupler. We're on the probe now. I'm like, what do you mean there's no resources? Let's extend the panels. And, well, it's got battery, hopefully enough to last. We need to slow down now. Well, maybe not that close. Add a maneuver. Sure. That actually doesn't look too bad. Again, this is another guessing. For landing. Maybe get this closer to 2 hours. Actually, it takes Kerbin about 6 hours to rotate. So this would be an hour and a half. No, it's about 2 hours total. Let's make that an hour and 14 or 15. Yeah. I just want you to stay popped up. Good. And I want now this to be adjusted. So, yeah. You're about 27 in the atmosphere. Great. Turn off SAS. We've got a burn in about 23 seconds. We're not going to make 23 seconds, but we're just using this basically as a guideline. Our charger actually is almost out. So, that's not bad. We'll be 24. and we'll be there in 2.5 hours. Okay. Let us close the cargo bay. And we're probably pretty far from the probe at this point. Switch to. So let us make sure we are on track. Yeah, we're going to be there in a year. And then look at that. By doing a small little burn there, it'll take us another year, or maybe 2 years. I'm not sure if that's from now or from that maneuver, but we'll be within 125 kilometers, or 125,000 kilometers. But that's can we pop that on? Is it right click? Or it just doesn't pop on, does it? I need you to stay showing. Alright, you're down to 89. Oh, there we go. So we have 17. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 3, 2, 7. We're at 25. Okay. That's really close to being in atmosphere. So if we can get anywhere near there, and it's only 125 meters per second, which even though we're ion, we can definitely get that. So, yeah, we have a burn in 300 days. But that's great. Let's switch back to our No, I said switch back to our ship here. We gotta get Bill and Jeb back. And they have a date with Destiny here. We gotta see how good our guess was for coming in over Kerbal Space Center. And we got about 2 hours and 25 minutes. So let's time warp around. We're back in the sun again. I guess we guessed a little long, but we will see. No, it's gonna be nighttime. We will have a bit of thrust. Alright, we have 7 minutes. So, we're gonna need to do a few things here. We basically have no fuel left in this. How much? So at this point, it's probably best to get rid of it. Oh, we are still time warped. So let's turn on RCS and just thrust away slightly. And we should be pretty maneuverable at this point. Or at least a lot more maneuverable than we were. So we want to set up for hitting the atmosphere, so let us get like a plane would be, and actually something like that, I guess. Now, Kerbal Space Center is way over here, so we're gonna be a bit short of where we want to be. So we want to nose up to help us glide as far as possible. Now we do have some thrust here, but it's not going to be a lot. In that it's not powerful, and we're not going to get very far running it. We could probably run it for a minute at most, and even that won't be at full throttle. But we're going to try to hold this. We're going to start entering the atmosphere in just a moment here. We're going plenty fast. We're going to be a little short of 3 kilometers a second, which is really fast. And this is basically an untested aircraft. Although I did make sure the balance was okay, at least with the satellite in it. With the satellite out, I'm not sure how well it is balanced. And we have entered the atmosphere. Let's, yeah, that's a little better now that we're in the atmosphere. Let's nose down a bit. We want to be nosed up, but that was a little high. We can get rid of that. I also don't have any lights on this. Another oversight. Usually put all lights on all my aircraft. Alright, we are beginning to pass by the stage here. At least we got that to re-enter and it will burn up. Speaking of burning up, let's try to keep our nose high. Get some lift out of this. Yeah, we are just screaming through the atmosphere here. Still going down though. But we are slowing down. We should be captured at this point. In fact, it looks like we won't even make the continent that Kerbal Space Center is on. Not without a lot of help. Let's see how much help we can get. Not much, and we are quickly running out of... running out of power. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to ditch in the water. I'm trying to turn around, head back to land, but doesn't want to get its nose up. There we go. And you know, we do have plenty of, we got 5 minutes of fuel, approximately. I'm actually thinking burning the fuel is helping our stability. doing about 140 meters per second. I'm not sure how far the land is. I'm hoping we can make it. Not having the sun up will be a problem, though. Let's see if we can get some altitude. Because while that will slow us down climbing, we should be able to go faster, higher. Hoping that's the land creeping up on the horizon. And hit 5,000 meters. And it's getting pretty dark out. Let's head a little south of directly east so we can hit this little peninsula. And I think that is land there. Ooh. Sun has set and the stars have come out. We actually are nearing 5,000 meters. We have picked up some speed, doing 160 plus meters per second. So hopefully that will help. We're getting low on fuel though. When we get down to approximately 100 units remaining, I'm gonna throttle down to about a third. And hopefully that we'll be able to glide the rest of the way. With just the little bit of thrust helping us maintain our altitude. Speaking of maintaining altitude, look at that. We are just beginning to drop, but we're almost at 200 meters per second. So this definitely help us, with the speed go further. All right, let us bring the thrust down to maybe half. No, we definitely have to really conserve fuel if we're going to make it. We are slowing down, but we now have, let's say, a little over 2 minutes fuel. Alright, we need more thrust than that. Pump the fuel forward. Let's try to help with our balance. And it's not really helping, and we are not going to make land. We are pulling up a bit, though. Here's a problem. We're not going to make land. And to fly level, we have to be going relatively fast. Which is going to make hitting the water all the much harder. How are we doing if we just... Yeah, if we totally remove the throttle, we are just nosing down. Yeah, if we had come down over the Space Center, we might have been able to land on a runway. Come on, pull out of that nose down. Alright. We want to be nose up but heading down. Which is basically what we have here. Pull the nose up, pull the nose up. Good luck, guys. It's a total loss. But, it was a good attempt. If we had come down over land, we'd slow down a bit more in orbit and not gone out as far, we would have come down over land. Or if we slow down more and we are over this land, I think we could have landed on land. It's just the water is death for aircraft. Alright, we got a bit more time. Let's go back to the tracking station and fly the probe here. Okay, there we are. Wasn't sure which was going on there, which way we had to go. So we got a lot of xenon gas. And we got a lot of time on our hands. We are still within Kerbin's influence, so let's I'll just change that. That will take 3 days. Alright, we're almost there. Okay, I think we are in extraplanetary space, or out of Kerbin's influence at least. Let us log some data. How high over Kerbin's shores are we? Reset the experiment. Are we or are we not? There's Kerbin and the moon. So far away. Okay, there we go. Just saw this change, so now we are definitely outside of Kerbin's influence. And there we go. Space high over the sun. Let us transmit that. We got 88 science for that, and we got some temperature scans. Can't be done right now. What temperature is it out here? Alright, that's about the only science we'll be able to do. I don't want to use one of these material bays or goo canisters. We have 198 days. So let us time warp that. See Duna going around there. Alright, when we are a few days away, I'm going to say 10 days away. I'm going to stop. 12, we're pretty good, I think. Let's orient here for our burn. And we're going to want to try out the engines here. Alright, let us turn the engine on and activate the engine. So this is going to be a 2-minute and 15-second burn. The ion engines have been made a lot more powerful. I think that was version 2.24. So really, I think they're 4 times more powerful than they used to be. So this would have been a much longer burn, even if it's only 100 and some odd meters. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't going to be a few days worth of burn. And it looks like it's not going to be. So let's fast forward to the actual burn. Whoa! Passed it a little bit. Alright, let us burn. We have a 2-minute and some odd second burn here. We're off by 2 hours. it's gonna affect us somewhat. How big is our spacecraft at this point? It's 18 parts. It's a hair over 2 tons, just under 2.25 tons. And we have quite the velocity. But that's relative to the sun. Let's try to stay on target there. And basically we're gonna have to just stop when this gets close. The engine is bright there, emitting charged ions that our solar panels are collecting the electricity for. And looks like our solar panels are big enough to allow us to run at full throttle. Of course, those are the expensive solar panels, so you hope they would be. We're starting to hopefully get close, so I'm going to throttle down a bit. I think by now that we would have a encounter. Oh, there we go. Just trying to get it as close as possible. Okay, that is closer than I wanted, but we will accept that as fine. When we get into the encounter, we will then be able to fine-tune that by just thrusting in particular directions. So, there we go. We should be all set for an encounter in 1 year, 187 days from now. So we'll take a swing past or near Kerbin, and we've just raised our periapsis enough so that the next time around we'll have caught up to Duna. And if everything goes right, we'll wind up in its atmosphere. Although we don't want to be quite that far down. But I'm going to call that for this episode. Next episode, we'll swing through Duna. Maybe encounter Ike. Get as much scientific information that we can. And we'll see how that goes. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.